Hey, what is up my fellow golf ball addicts? Welcome back to the channel. I have another review from our cut lineup. A lot of you have been saying you're really looking forward to this one in particular, and we're talking about the Cut Blue. Let's dive right in. Guys, as always, if you like this content, you can become a member by hitting the join button next to the subscribe. It's only $1 a month. It really helps the channel out. But I understand if you can't quite afford that, honestly, just liking, commenting, subscribing, watching the video in its entirety, that stuff really helps the videos and the channel and get the algorithm. It really helps propel this channel a lot, and it's a great way to support it for free. I appreciate you guys. So we did the Cut Red. We've done the Cut Gray. Both have tested good. I mean, nothing's perfect yet. Nothing's, blown me away, something that would be top 5 or anything like that. A lot of you have come forward and said you're really excited in particular about the Cut Blue. The Cut Blue is the 4-piece model urethane, which again comes into that price point of $24.99 a dozen, just like the Cut Gray did. Now, a lot of you have come forward and said that you're finding it for $20 on Amazon and stuff like that. I've got to get in touch with the Cut Rep because I'm not for sure if that's actually like the newer models or if that's like previous year's models and previous batches. So you got to be really careful with that because a lot of you, I've had a couple people now come forward and tell me they're still getting the cracking on the Cut Red, but they also mentioned that they bought them from Amazon for like stupid cheap, and that makes me believe that it's an old run. So at this moment, what I would say is for sure what I'm reviewing and what I'm vouching for is stuff from Cut directly. If you think you can save that extra $5 and go through Amazon, but I can't verify right now for sure if that is some of the new models or some of the new batches coming out. I don't know if they're still going to have any durability issues or not. I don't know. With that being said, let's dive into this one. Let's talk about the design, of course. Looking at it, it has pretty much the same exact design as the Gray. It has an amazing logo. It has the red number. You flip it around on the side here. It says Cut Blue, the same as the other ones have. It's a really good design. I love their logo. It's simplistic. It's kind of timeless at this point. It's been this way for 5, 6, 7 years, somewhere in there. It looks good. It's a great design, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I will say it does kind of bother me a little bit that the Cut Red has a different look of the monochromatic black, but then the other three basically all look the same. Like at least change the number on, or the color on the number or something to kind of, the font maybe, just that way you can kind of tell the difference without actually having to look on the side. But I guess it doesn't hurt anything, that's just a personal preference. So overall, like we've talked about, it's a great design. Let's get out to the chipping and putting green. Let's see how it does around there. All right, Cut Blue. So now that we've moved into a different type of ball, this one being a 4-piece, I do expect this golf ball to spin more than the Cut Gray. The Cut Red was Cut Gray spun a little bit. This one I expect to at least be at that halfway point or above, with it being the type of ball it is. So let's go ahead and give a little chip here. Good strike. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Not quite a firm release as I got with the Gray, also with the Red. It seemed to stop a little bit better. Let's try to open the face a little. Same hit. Really low spinning. That's the only thing. I'll be glad season 5 next year when I get a different wedge and I can hit some that have a little bit more height. This thing is such a low spinner model and it just drives me up a wall. Let's try it again. Yeah, that one wasn't hit perfect, but it still spun a lot and it still had a decent amount of checkup. So let's go ahead and validate the parking here. All right, as far as the feel goes, it definitely is, it's definitely a little louder. It's toward the value level of crispy, right? I say crispy a lot on the channel. I do have people ask me about that. Essentially, when you get that really nice click and you hear it, that's crispy because it kind of has a crisp to it. This sounds crispy, but it almost sounds like you're listening to it on an old-time radio. Not necessarily a bad thing. I'm just saying it's not perfect by any means, but it does feel a little on the medium. It's not soft, it's not firm, it's kind of balanced in the middle, but that spin and that sound. Yeah, I mean, you can kind of hear it from the microphone probably. It definitely has a click to it for feedback, which is nice. The ball does spin. It's definitely over that. Let's try to get one to go left here. Yes, finally, got one to go a little left. Get in the hole. Not bad there. So this one now is over that. Let's try to hit a really nasty cut and see what we can do here. Pretty good, pretty darn good. That's where I stand right there with this, the line there. It's pretty darn good as far as being a value ball in this price range, but getting that level of spin is phenomenal for what you're paying for. So really good stuff. Okay, so Cut Blue now, we've done the red, which I thought was phenomenal with putting, and then we've done the gray, which Honestly, didn't impress me too much. Now we got the blue, so let's see what the blue can do. You know, we've got one win, one loss. Maybe this one can be another win. Okay, interesting. A deadening click sound. It's completely different. Again, we have 3 completely different sounding and different feeling balls. It still feels pretty dead for the most part. There's not really much feel in the hands, but it lets you know by the sound. Let me validate the parking with that here. Oh yeah, for sure. Almost no feel in the hands at all. I mean, I couldn't even feel it at impact, but I heard the click. I mean, it's very apparent. It's a very loud when you hit it, and then it's like a when you don't. And I mean, it lets you know via the sound. So that's, again, kind of interesting. I'm not used to that. That's definitely unique. But one thing I do like better for sure is that, get in the hole, man, come on. I like the roll of this one. So with the gray, I had an issue with the roll being all kinds of inconsistent, you know, chug effect, too long, too short, too this. This seems a lot more middle grounded. So I would consider this a win. I'm not a big fan of the feel. I don't like this. Well, that's because there is no feel, you know what I mean? Like I prefer having a little bit of feedback in my hands to let me know this is all sound. I'm not super big into that, but there's nothing really here bad. It's just that's gonna be a personal preference, and so keep that in mind. But it wouldn't be a full test until we also grab our trusty old Blade Odyssey putter, and we try it out with that one as well, just to see if it's any different. Let's go ahead and take a shot here. I did feel that one a tiny bit in my hands, just a smidgy widge, but that's because, I mean, the difference between how much, you know, girth there is here compared to on the mallet putter, that's quite the difference for sure. So, same kind of sound though. I definitely like the feel with the blade a little better, because at least there is a feel. It does feel kind of buttery when it comes off, but it's just very slightly there. It's almost like an echo in the night, you know? You don't quite, did I quite hear that right? You know, I don't know. Oh, didn't like the sound on that one. Yeah, I don't know. Something about the sound on these balls is kind of throwing me off. All right, so as far as the feel goes across all clubs, now we're getting into a higher compression. You know, the cut red had an amazing feeling. The cut gray was pretty darn good. And now we're getting into just okay to good. Now, some people might like a really more firmer traditional style ball. Not the case here. This one, when you hit it pure, it actually feels pretty good. I would say pure hits are still a 4 out of 5. It feels really good. But the difference is now the miss hits are starting to feel really, really rough. There was a couple times I thinned it on the bottom, and boy, it absolutely rocked my hands beyond belief. It's definitely getting in. Like, I think the last one was still a 4 out of 5 or a 3 out of 5 or something on miss hits. This one will be like a 2 out of 5. It just really does kind of punish you on miss hits a little bit, even slight miss hits, and that's because it is firmer. It's in the 90s on compression now. It is designed for 95 mile per hour or faster swing speed, so I mean, we're definitely getting into that tour level line, and with it being a 4-piece, that's also going to take some of that forgiveness away too. So forgiveness on this one, although it has been the worst so far of the 3 cuts I've tested, it's not the worst I've ever tested. It's just okay in the realm of all golf balls. In the realm of cut right now, it is the worst, but it could be a lot worse than it actually is, so I like to see that. So let's dive into these numbers now. Let's see what we're working with. I know you guys are ready. I know I'm ready. Let's look at the 50-yard pitch. We're looking at 7,810, which that is well above my average. That's amazing. That's very close to that 8,000 mark. That's awesome to see. Really good stuff there. You know, most of the time, you know, if this is your first time watching the channel, you know, what I strive for at the minimum is 7,000. My average is around 7,400, 73.5 RPM. You know, the cut gray did 6,800, the cut red did 72, almost 7,300. So getting 7,800 is really good. I mean, that's a high spinning golf ball. It's definitely going to have some rip back to it. So good to see. Getting into the 9-iron smash factor, we're looking at 1.36. Really good smash factor there. 140.1, right in line with what I got with the gray. 140.4, right in line with what I got. 106.6, so actually a mile an hour less ball speed, but the same distance. 6,799, basically the same spin. And it launched just slightly lower at 24, so that's interesting. We have the cut red, which was 25 launch angle, 24.6 for the gray, and now 24. We're just slowly moving down the stairs, kind of at a snail's pace, but we're slowly moving down in launch angle. But those numbers are really good. I have no issue with those numbers. That's a good amount of distance. It's a good amount of spin. Again, nothing eye-popping, but it's doing everything it's supposed to, which with the 9-iron, that's perfectly okay. Getting into the 7-iron, we're looking at a smash factor of 1.43, which is incredible. I don't know that I've ever gotten that good of a smash factor. I have one time, yeah. That's incredible. 170.6, which is awesome. 172.3, amazing. 120 ball speed, that's got to be a new record. It is. Congratulations, Cub Blue. New record, awesome. 5,512. That's right in line with average for spin, and an 18.2 launch. It still launched a little high, but again, it launched lower than the cut gray and the cut red. Yeah, I mean, that's impressive. That's really good to see because now we're breaking records. That ball speed, 120, is insane. I mean, that is insane. I mean, granted, I mean, I've had a couple 118s. I had a 119, but the 120, to see that 1.2 is pretty incredible. So you're definitely going to get a lot of ball speed with this one. And again, it feels like I'm finally in a ball that I'm actually compressing really, really well. When you hit this ball right, especially with the 7-iron, you know, having a 98, 99 mile an hour driver speed, it feels really good. I mean, you really are feeling like you're getting some distance behind it. Getting into the 5 hybrid, we have a 1.43 smash factor. We have a 195.9 on your distance, which is just incredible. 200.6, awesome. I love to see those distance numbers. I mean, it's hard to ask for much better than that. 131.8 is not a new record, but it is darn close. That's extremely high. 4.338, so it actually has really low spin here, so I'm kind of a little disappointed in that. It's not great. And it wanted to launch low now at 13.4. So, you know, the 5 hybrid has always been one that I kind of just give it a pass on if it doesn't do great, because the hybrid's kind of weird. Sometimes it can launch low, sometimes it can launch high. Not everyone uses a hybrid, so although it is important in the testing, I'm willing to give a ball a pass if it doesn't do 100% great with the 5 hybrid. But I love the distance numbers. The distance numbers are great, but I just wish it had a little more spin and a little more height, that's all. Getting into the driver, we're looking at a 1.46 smash factor, 239.8 on your distance, which is almost 20 yards more than my average. 247, incredible, 15 yards more than my average. 148.1 on your ball speed, which is just insane, out of this world. That's probably the most I've tested, I think, in this season. Actually, that might be it. Hold on one second. Yep, sorry about that delay there. That is a new record. So congratulations. That's 2 ball speed records. Love to see it. 26.46 on your spin, and then a 16.3 launch. So it went back up to launching high again, which is funny because the cut gray wanted to launch low in this regard, but cut blue launched high again, and that's why I got so much distance. That's really cool. 2 broken records. So essentially, we have a golf ball that has a ton of ball speed. Spin, maybe not the best, but you're getting a really good ball flight. You're getting really great ball speed. You're getting great distance numbers. You know, you're looking at a ball that, I mean, if we're keeping up to track so far, it really has checked pretty much every box except for maybe one. The 5 hybrid was just okay, but I mean, everything else has been checked really, really good. And considering you're getting it at the price you're getting at, when you add up these numbers, it's pretty amazing. There's just one problem, though. None of it matters. Absolutely none of it matters. We have a new, this is a first time on Golf Ball Addict. I have to declare the cut blue ineligible to be on the top 100. And here's why. Let's move into the durability. Now, looking at this golf ball, I can't sugarcoat it. It looks like it went through a lawnmower. It looks like it went through a wood chipper. This is what it looks like. And as you can see, this is actually from 75 shots. I did not do extensive testing on it because, frankly, I didn't need to. I mean, this is how it looked, you know, without the extensive testing. So, I mean, as you can see, but getting ready here in a second, I'm going to point to the front here, and there's 4 big cuts you'll see right there above the logo. Those happened, I kid you not, on the first hit. The first thing I test is the 50-yard pitch. I just come back, do a little half swing, 50-yard pitch. One hit caused 4 of those abrasions. And from there, I mean, as you can see, you saw the ball, it just got worse and worse and worse and worse. Here's the problem. When I tested the cut blue 4 years ago, I ran into the same issue. And I kind of gave it a pass because I said, you know, I understand that, you know, it's, you know, you're a direct-to-consumer company, it's a really cheap golf ball. And I kind of essentially said, hey, for now I'm going to give you a pass, but I'm going to give you, until I do a retest or until you come out with a new model, you know, I'll give you that time to fix it. It's been 4 years. And I could make an argument that it's gotten worse. There's no, here's the problem with the top 100, right? So the way the top 100 works, in case you haven't seen it or you're still confused on the metrics, there's essentially 7 different performance metrics that it goes through. Now it'll be 8 because we have 50-yard pitch, but it's your value score, it's your design, it's your your 50-yard pitch, 9 iron, 7 iron, 5 hybrid driver, etc., all the way through. But then the last one's durability. The problem is that this golf ball would get a really good score in 7 out of 8 of those categories. It would be a 10 out of 10 on value. You know, the design would be a 9 or a 10 out of 10. I love the design of it. As far as the performance metrics, they would all be in the 7, 8, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Actually, driver would be 10 out of 10. So it would be all in that upper echelon, right? But then when we get to the durability, it would be a 1. But the problem is that would still put the golf ball probably in the top 30 or 40. I mean, maybe not top 30. I mean, it'd be around 30 to 40-ish. I mean, just from having those metrics. But I can't do that because I can't ever really justify recommending this golf ball, because after one hit, it's scratched to heck and you can't use it anymore. I mean, yeah, $25 for a dozen of golf balls is a really good value. But if you have to hit 1 golf ball per shot, if you shoot 80, that's 80 golf balls per round. Okay, maybe it's not that bad, but my point is you're going to go through a dozen golf balls a round just because of the durability issues. I mean, you hit this thing one time out of the sand, it's done. You hit one chip around the green and it's got an abrasion on it. And like I said, the first time around, I was pretty lenient with it, but this time I got to put my foot down. This is unacceptable. It's been 4 years and the issue has arguably gotten worse. I love Cut, I love what they do, but you've got to fix this, because you have a golf ball right now that could be top 10. It could be top 10, it could be top 5. There's a lot of people that want to buy this golf ball. There's a lot of people that do buy this golf ball. But this is holding you back. It's kind of like if I said, man, I got this car for you. It's amazing. It's got upgraded rims. It's got, Italian leather seats. It's got all this stuff. And then you open the hood and you go, well, there's no engine. And I go, yeah, that's the only problem. It doesn't have an engine. I don't care how freaking good the car is, man. If it doesn't have an engine and it can't drive, then it's useless. And that's how this is. The numbers are amazing. The design's amazing. The value's amazing. But I can't use it, because the second I hit one shot with it, it's done. And I have to toss it. And I can't trust it. And, back when we were first testing golf balls and I'd only tested 10 or 15, yeah, you'd overlook that. But after testing 130 to 140, I got options. And unfortunately, I have to recommend the Gray over this for sure. I know the Gray numbers aren't as good. I know the ball speed's not as good. I know the Gray didn't break records, but at least you can use it for more than a couple shots. Guys, as always, keep watching, keep saving, and keep learning. Until next time.